All right, all right. So welcome back to Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave. I'm Rob Odie, and this is Spotlight 39. Coming to you live, just like we do Monday through Thursday, pretty much every single week at or around 8 p.m. We had some technical difficulties, but we're through it now. We up and running. It's all good, man. So before we get into this conversation, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, comment down below, tell me who you want to have on the show, tell me whose highlights you want me to watch or break down, and then more importantly, comment during this broadcast, show my man some love, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen. All right. Make sure you give it a thumbs up too. That's the only way this channel is going to continue to grow. Now that all that stuff's out the way, man, let's learn about you. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do. We'll go from there, man. The floor is yours.
All right, my name is Keigan Powers. I'm from Dickinson, Texas. I attend Dickinson High School and I play running back and I'm the graduating class of 2022.
Perfect. Didn't miss a beat, my man. So class of 22 out of the great state of Texas, right? So being
Yes,
down in
sir.
Texas, you guys are pretty much life is normal, based on what I'm seeing on the news and all that stuff. But more importantly, man, you got to throw on some pads and go out there and, play some ball with your brothers this past fall. So walk me through your season, right? What went well for you individually? What did you feel stood out, that you improved on from maybe the year before?
I'll say, ironically, this past year I was not able to actually play due to my grandfather. He passed away from coronavirus in
Wow, I'm sorry.
July, so in the middle of the summer. But I would say what I learned from just that, I say I learned to take not take things for granted, and I become more grateful. And I feel like it has humbled me because my grandfather, he was always there for me for all my sports and all my track meets, wrestling events, and my football games. So it was like when he wasn't there no more, and like it's like kind of like he was just never ever gonna be able to be around again. It was just kind of like, well, everything had a deeper meaning to me. And he always had a saying like, it's not what happens to you, but it's how you deal with it. And I said that at his funeral because it really meant something to me. And it's like ever since I experienced that loss, it's like everything that I do, whether it's football related or academic related, I feel like everything that I do just had a deeper meaning because it was for him. Because he always pushed me to be better. And he had passed away during the summer before football season. I had actually made the decision to go stay with my sister, so I'd still be able to work out and stuff. Because I live with my grandparents, and I didn't want to put my grandmother at risk since her husband had just passed away, or my papa. And so I would go stay with my sister all the way till recently, till about January. But while I was with my sister in San Antonio, Texas, constantly, daily, I'll be hitting the gym, running, hitting up the football field, just constantly doing workouts. So doing anything in my power so I wouldn't get behind.
Okay. So look, man, I'm definitely sorry to hear that. This virus, man, is absolutely outrageous. It's taken over the world. It's taken far too many good people. But
Oh yeah.
big ups to you for knowing what was important and continue to do what you do. In his honor, man. So keep doing that first and foremost. But you said you kind of going a little bit as far as what you were doing to work out, right? So if you don't mind going a little bit more detail around what that workout looked like, what were you focusing on? Was it your speed, your hands, agility, hips? What was your key focus area when you're training this off season to get ready for next year?
Really, I focus really on everything, and since I know like what goes on in football, since I've been playing football for a little while now, I know what to expect. Like I watch film on myself, and I watch film on other schools, and I watch film of kids in my grade, watch film of kids who just got into college, watch film of kids in college, and kids who are about to get ready to go to the NFL. So I watch a lot of film on that, and I try to implement what they are doing into me. So whenever I go to the field, I'll go to the field with my sister's boyfriend, and I would have like a set of game plans. So like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go through route trees, and after we do the route trees, we're gonna go ahead and run. Let's say we'll go ahead and run a mile. Then after that mile, we'll go ahead and run bleachers for 10 minutes nonstop. And then after that, we'll go ahead and get the big monster truck tire, and we'll flip it 25 yards there, 25 yards back. Do that set of 5, 10 times, and then we'll go ahead and call it a day. But really, I say I worked on everything. Just make sure I constantly was lifting, keeping my cardio up, and getting my breathing right, and just pretty much making sure like I wouldn't lose my touch. Because when you don't do that stuff for a while, like, yeah, I wasn't able to play, but if I were to just sit around and be like, dang, I couldn't play, then whenever I come back, I'll really be behind. So it was kind of like whenever I came to my new school, because I had to move schools, so get the opportunity to run track. It was like when I first came back, yeah, I was a little out of shape, but since I was constantly lifting and constantly squatting and doing all the agility drills and such, I'm able to keep up. And even now, like, and I wouldn't say I'm in tip top shape like how I was when I was playing ball and doing wrestling and track last year, but even now I'm able to keep up with the people who didn't miss their football season and didn't miss summer track stuff. So I feel like me going about it and handling it how I did, it ultimately helps. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And I didn't just sit around and mope around like, man, I can't play, man, I can't play. I was like, you know what? Well, since I can't play, I gotta do something to make up for it. So that's pretty much what I did for my off season. And of course I cheered my all my friends who were able to play, who went to different schools and also went to my school.
Yeah, man. Look, that's absolutely incredible. I mean, the fact that you've got such a detailed, workout plan, that you've been following and staying in football shape, the best of you can with what you've
Yeah.
got, man. That's huge. And I think that that's going to go a long way, not just now, but in your future, man. Because that work ethic, that mindset, that's going to stay with you forever. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So let's kind of dig a little deeper into your your game, right? What area of
Mhm.
opportunity do you really want to work on or focus on to perfect your craft going into next year?
I would say what I've been focused on, just like watching on film from me from my freshman and sophomore year, because that's all I have to go off of. I'll say that main thing I'm working on now is really just like my main thing right now is yards after contact, because I know I have a good build for running back. I got a good base for my legs and got strong arms and slim build. I got burst of acceleration, explosive. So I want to be able to, let's say like I'm going through traffic, someone tries to tackle me, I break the tackle and I go and score a touchdown, or I go get 50 yards. So my main thing has just been yak yards after contact, yards after contact. Somebody hit me. Let's see how many yards I can get after. That's my main focus.
Very nice, very nice. Now, are you a part of any 7-on-7 squad, or do you have any camps, combines, anything like that? That's coming up.
I since I've just moved down, 'cause I used to live in Cypress, Texas, and I live in Dickinson, Texas. I'm currently not on a 7-on-7 team, and I've actually been trying to find a 7-on-7 team. I was able to find a trainer down here that I go to 3 4 times a week. And but as far as 7-on-7 goes, I know the one for my team has a full roster, and I know that there's some in Houston, but that's a little too far because I live about like an hour away.
Okay,
So other than me having my training and not been necessarily been able to find the open roster on a 7-on-7 team for the camp, as far as camps go, I know they're having a U.S. national
the
team
combine, yeah.
down there in Houston. Yeah, so I was more likely thinking about going ahead and attending that, because I seen some kids that like I know like on Twitter and stuff. I seen that they're also going to attend that too. So I was going to go ahead and look into that. And last year I went to the Rivals Series Combine camp,
Yeah,
and I went to the UIW camp. And as far, I think that's as much as I've done as far as camps, because with the whole coronavirus thing, I wasn't
sure.
worried about going to camps and all that, and I was just working out, just trying to do anything I could so I could stay in shape.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So, let's touch on the classroom, man. What's the grades looking like? How are you doing in the class?
I'll go ahead and let this speak for itself.
Okay, what we got? Certificate of membership. Okay, Science National Honor Society. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yes,
assume
sir.
we got the academics to go with the talent, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I actually just got this today. Actually, when I
Well,
walked into my
congratulations.
yes, sir. Yes, as far as my grades go, I've been a generally straight A and B student, and I know at my new school right now, I'm not A and B student, but I'm working to try to get there because their curriculum is a little faster than what my old school was. But I'm trying to catch up and get back. But I was still able to make the Science National Art Society, which I find that is actually pretty cool. And other than that, I mean, my GPA on a 4.0 scale is a 3.31. So I mean, that's pretty good, and I'm proud of that. So
As you should be, man. As you should be. So we got the grades, man. We got the talent. You got the plan in place. So that's gonna bring up the recruiting process, man. So what does your recruiting look like up to this point? Have we had conversations? What have you done to kickstart your recruiting or to get in front of coaches or to have conversations?
I've actually had some communication with like Yale, and some other schools. I can't think of off the top of my head, but I've actually like reached out to them and had some did some like recruiting analysis, and had them like basically like evaluate me and stuff. But other than that, like it's pretty much just like the colleges don't recruit you. You got to kind of recruit yourself. So it's kind of like
Getting that, yep.
I'll set aside a time like every week or so. Like I'll go ahead and reach out to colleges, like the programs, and I'll go ahead and reach out to my position, or like the assistant coaches, and sometimes rarely it'll be an offensive coordinator, just somebody to reach out to see if I get a reply. And they'll just go ahead and send me like, okay, well, due to coronavirus, that we would like you to come visit the campus, but go ahead and fill out our recruitment process form, and I'll go ahead and fill that out. And I know with Yale, like I've had some like back and forth communication with them, and that would be a school that like would be pretty cool to go ahead and get an offer from. And I haven't talked to them in a while, but as far as recruiting goes, like you really just have to like just go on Twitter and just you got to make an opportunity for yourself, really, because no
Yep.
one really knows how recruiting works. So you just gotta. I'll just go out there and just messages colleges and coaches and just see if anybody will reply to me, because you just gotta promote yourself like that.
Yeah, man. So just a little bit of advice, that might help you. I've had a couple of guys on the show now that really took it a step further and really dug into the programs that they felt like were a good fit for them that they wanted to be a part of, right? And they
Mm,
took the time to research the actual email content and contact information for their position coaches, the coordinator, and then also, man, on Twitter any grad assistants that you can get in contact with, those are great people because they tend to have less followers. Which
mhm.
isn't any disrespect to them, but it's because I say reach out to them because they're easier to get in contact with because of the
Yeah,
fewer followers. You're not going to get lost in a tunnel of 5,000 people trying to do the same thing you're doing, right?
yeah,
But realistically, if you take the time to really dig into the email contacts, right, and then send out a nice detailed bullet point of exactly who you are and what you represent, and then
yeah,
follow that up with obviously your huddle film and then any workout videos. So when you're out working out, man, have somebody record it because that really does go a long way, especially in the day and age that we're living right now.
oh
But
yeah,
that'll definitely help rev up this process for you and get you a little bit more exposure. And then any camps, combines, showcases, any of those, man, those are gold mines right now in 7-on-7s. If you can find one of those, I mean, that's going to be big, man. If you watch Twitter, if you watch a 7-on-7 happen, on a weekend, come that Monday, offers galore, right? I mean, you're seeing kids pick
oh
up
yeah. I've seen
offers
that happen this past week. Oh yeah,
yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy to think, but that's the reality, right? So there's eyes everywhere. Twitter is most definitely the best for recruiting, but take it a
yeah,
step further and don't settle, right? Just continue to grind and reach out, man, and hopefully we get some conversations going, right? That's the key.
yeah,
So but with that, man, let's transition. Let's transition and let's learn a little bit about who you are outside of the game, man. Because I think that's more important than you as an athlete. I think you as a person, really speaks volume, right? And obviously, we can see
yeah,
the film, we can see what you do on the field, but we only see what you want us to see on your social media as far as your personality and character, right? So this is a great opportunity to share with any potential coaches or recruiters or scouts or anybody that watches, who you are outside of the game, who you are as a person, man. So what are you involved with? What do you like to do? All that good stuff, man. Who are you? Who is Keegan, right?
yeah. Okay. I'll say Keigan is somebody who, me personally, I like helping other people, and I like volunteering and just like going out there and helping people who don't have anything, or like they're looking for a way, or like they're just going through some things that I mean I might not be able to relate to, but I mean I wouldn't mind helping them and trying to like guide them in the right direction to get on that path. So I know like there's a bunch of distractions that can be thrown at you to kind of throw you off your goals, and you guys gotta it sometimes it just takes one person to just tell you about yourself, and that's one thing like I love doing is just telling people about themselves, and just love seeing them just hit that other gear and they go out there and achieve their goals. And I know that last year I was actually doing Key Club, which is a volunteering group, and we would like go out into the community and stuff, and we would hold these volunteering events. Like we had like the 5K like race, we did that, and we also had charity events with like helping churches, like with people who had like let's say like people who are still experiencing like the effects from like Hurricane Harvey and stuff. And
Yeah.
even when Hurricane Harvey at first happened, like I was up at one of the local colleges. I was up there volunteering for about a week, just like just day and night. Like I think I only got like probably total probably like 12 hours of sleep. Like I would just take like naps just because it was about a couple hundred people that were up there just like that was the only place they had to stay. So I'll be running them food, telling them what to do. Like if you need something, we got it. I'll go get it for you. Don't worry. Like the shower's over there. Like just bring them food and just make them feel like they're at home because they just lost everything. Just help them like go get through the tough time and help them get back on their feet. And now also I was and before I moved schools, I was also in a group called Springs for Society, which Springs was the name of my school. And what they did, it was another like kind of volunteering thing, kind of like Key Club, where like they would go out into the community and they would pretty much like just kind of like talk about like things that were going on in society, and just talk about like just bring it to kind of like bring it to attention, and like they'll go out and kind of like do like more volunteering and stuff, and just it was pretty much just like helping to bring the community together and not drive everybody apart together, but just kind of unify everybody. So I thought that was pretty cool that I was able to be a part of that.
Yeah, man. So you know what you just told me in that piece right there?
But
That you're a natural born leader. You are,
uh, yeah,
completely not in it for yourself, man. You are 110%, there for everybody around you. In the
mhm.
multiple examples that you just gave us, man. So, you know, doing that, that's something you can't teach, right? You have to have that inside of you, and you've got it, man. So I wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully, this gets in the hands of, somebody that is a decision maker. And, I've had a handful of coaches reach out to me based on different conversations, that I've had on the show, which
Yeah.
that's exactly why I do it, right, man? It made me feel good as the first time the first coach reached out and said, "Hey, I want to get in contact with so and so," and I was like, "Man, like this thing really does have some eyes on it." So just keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding, stay safe, stay healthy, man. I'm gonna close this thing out with the same question I do every single time. I already know the answer, but I'm gonna do it anyway, man. The question is, what motivates and what drives you to want to wake up tomorrow and be that much more successful than you were today?
My whole motivation is be better than what I was yesterday, or do something that I wasn't able to do yesterday. So let's say yesterday, good example actually, I just got finished with track. Um, when I first started track, I was a little out of shape, even though I did all the workouts and stuff. And like summer, like I was working out, running, and all that. Whenever I first got into track, I was running the 100 and the 200. And when I was running those, I was looking at my times and I was disappointed. I was like, ooh, those are a little slow times for than what I'm normally used to. And so I was like, okay, well, I was still able to place and like get medals and stuff, but I was like, okay, well, these are slow what I'm used to. All right, well, cool, we can get a medal, but I'm trying to beat that time. So let's say like I ran out of time this week. I'm like, all right, come next week, I want my time to be faster. It don't gotta be too much faster, but as long as I cut that time down. And we just actually had districts on Monday, and I think I ran my fastest 100 time, which I beat. I wasn't able to run 11 second until we got to districts, and so like it was just every week like I was just trying to, all right, what can I do to beat my time? What can I do to beat Keigan? What can I do? I was really just it's kind of like a me versus me. I was just, all right, well, Keigan, you didn't go hard as you did 100% yesterday. So today we're gonna go 110% or 105%. Just that little more push than what I did yesterday, and just so it's just kind of always just what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday to get better.
That's awesome, man. Incredibly well put. You are an absolutely, incredible young man. You've been through a lot, but you keep pushing, and I certainly hope that you get to live out your dream of playing next level ball. Man, coaches, give this young man a look. He's got the talent, he's got the will, he's got the natural born leadership. All of those key assets is exactly what you want in your locker room, man. So give him the eyes. But look, I'm gonna close this thing out. I'm gonna say, please subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, man, but more importantly, stay safe, stay healthy, continue to do what you do, keep grinding. Let's stay in contact. We'll get to run this back, man. I'm confident we'll have another conversation around that recruiting,
Oh
and
yeah,
it'll be a different story, right? So, look,
oh
until
yeah.
next time, man, I'm Rob Odie. This was Spotlight 39. I'm coming back. I got one more tonight. Stay tuned. Spotlight 39. I appreciate you.
All right, I appreciate you, Spotlight.